Well, looky here. It's Sunday. That means it's time to start Dishin' Days on AfterBuzz TV. Coming up next.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Why, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to AfterBuzz TV's Dishin' Days, where we give you a full recap of this week's episodes of Days of Our Lives. I'm one of your hosts, Tony Moore, and I am joined by the ever-popular, the ever-handsome, the ever-beautiful, the ever-talented, the roundabout gal I know.
I thought for a second I walked into the So You Think You Can Dance set with those jazz hands.
You like that? It's very showgirl.
Mark J. Freeman here. Hello, everybody.
Hi, Mark J. Freeman, and your hair.
And my hair. It's not as big today. It's kind of
not.
fallen.
It's gone through it today.
Kind of fallen.
It's gone through it.
I spent the afternoon in the valley, so my hair is not valley prepared.
It's not valley prepared.
No.
Thank you guys for tuning in live. Sorry that we didn't send out the link earlier, but
I just tweeted it. But
perfect. And thank you. So glad you guys are joining us in. Lots to talk about. And if you haven't already, make sure you like us, follow us on our social media pages. We are Dishin' Days on Instagram and Facebook, and _ Dishin' Days on Twitter. The at is implied. All right, so
I wonder if the at is implied handle has already been taken on Twitter.
Maybe.
I'm gonna have to look for that. If one of you take it before I get a chance to after the show, ooh, by golly, why I oughta. I'm feeling better. I poured myself a coffee.
Oh, good.
Because me and JLJ were yawning on the way back. So I was like,
you know
I need
why?
a coffee.
Because that Denny's got to you.
Uh-huh.
That's what it was. I know some of you guys have been wondering about where Matthew is. Matthew is on vacay in Boston, but he sends his love.
I say he did tell me, and I'm so sorry I forgot, because if Matt was watching last week, I was supposed to tell everybody that he said hello, and I completely blanked and forgot. So Matthew does send his love, and will hopefully be back soon too. Join us.
So there's some days with us.
There's some days.
So, Mark J. Freeman.
I tried to get JLJ to come sit in here today.
Oh, yeah, because he's just sitting outside doing absolutely nothing. But he ain't watched
Well,
this
he
week.
said he's going to do his work. You know her.
We all know what that's code for.
And he's like, but I haven't watched the week. I'm like, how many times have I done the show and not watched the week? That is not true. I have always watched. I may not have watched because of a speed chase.
But you watched.
But I watched what I could. But I watched what I could.
So what did you think about this week?
I liked it. I definitely can tell a difference in the writing, in the things that they referred to. I feel like we do this every time the new writing changes happen. Mm-hmm. So I just hope that it stays, and that we can, they can keep it going, because I'm enjoying it. I do enjoy it. Yeah. There was something that somebody said, and I'm trying to remember now what it was. And I was like, oh, I like that they referenced that. And I don't remember what it was now. But, yeah. So I liked it. Friday was definitely, it ended with a bang. And somebody, actually, I was reading the chat room while we were all waiting for you, Tony. And,
Rude.
And somebody wrote, this was the first time in a long time that the Friday cliffhanger was a good Friday cliffhanger.
Yeah.
And I agree with, I think all of Friday was like, even if the week was kind of like, oh, okay, I get it. We're wrapping stuff up. We're finishing this. We're starting this. We're setting this up, blah, blah, blah. Friday rolled around. Took care of business.
Yep.
Took care of business.
Took care of that business.
Business.
All right. Well, I thought this week was okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Friday
was like, oh, no.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we'll get to that, though.
Yeah, I might have some words for Ron if my boy ends up in a coma or something.
I'm just a fan.
With open arms.
With open arms.
Waiting for Kyler to take his shirt off.
Speaking of taking shirts off,
What?
Did you get a little hot?
Oh, did you going to ask me to take my shirt
Oh, I would never do that,
I was like,
lady.
no, girl.
No, I would
It's
never
a
do
flesh
that.
tone. Is that close enough?
No. Nude illusion.
Nude illusion, darling.
I'm sure you got your panties in a twine when one Sir Billy Flynn was shown on screen with...
Was he shirtless?
Oh, please, lady.
I didn't even notice.
I'm sure you
I'm gonna
screamed.
I'm gonna sip my tea now.
Well, anyway, let's dive right into it. It's now time to start
Dishin' Days. Oh, I gotta flip it.
I was gonna say, do I have to do everything around here?
Yeah.
Bum, bum. All right. So, our first storyline that we're gonna talk about is Kayla, Patch, and Tripp. Talk about somebody who is starting to sweat bullets.
Yeah.
Tripp.
Oh yeah.
Because, so we're seeing the effects of with Kayla. She was cleaning out her desk because they're gonna bring in a new chief of staff, and they needed the office, which I kind of got tickled about. It's like, while you're on suspension, we're gonna bring in a new chief of staff.
Take that diploma down, please.
Can you clear out your desk, please? And Patch is determined to find out who set Kayla up, because no one truly believes that she did this. Not even Shelley, Nurse Shelley, who we all thought
was gonna get the blame.
Yeah, well, they narrowed in on her, but she basically set the record straight. It was just like, nah, hoes, it ain't me.
Yeah.
So, and now we see Tripp kind of not totally freaking out, but freaking out a little bit. So,
well, and you also saw there was that moment too where Steve was standing behind him when he was talking to Claire, which I kind of thought for a while too, because I kept thinking like, oh, we never see Claire and Tripp talking, even though they're in part of the same circle. So I kind of liked that they were communicating. But Steve overhears Tripp say, maybe Kayla isn't the good person that you think that she is. So I think he's now starting to get suspicious of Tripp.
yeah, because when he looked up,
sorry.
He was just like, oh, and you're about to talk about...
And Claire also mentioned, well, why does he hang out at the hospital all this?
Well, she was just like...
Well, why does Tony hang out outside Kyler's apartment? I mean, I think that's the exact same question. Again, let's tweet that. Let's tweet that as a poll on Dishin' Days.
Side note. So there was a certain tweet that went out this week. I believe it was this week, that asked the question.
Oh, it was a poll.
I wonder. That wasn't a poll.
It was a poll.
I wonder if
I did it as a
Kyler
poll.
watches this show and knows
Didn't
that
I?
Tony has
I swear I did it as a poll.
No, you didn't.
I think I did on Twitter.
Well, no, there was that one, and then there was one that it was just a tweet that said, I wonder if Kyler watches this show and knows that At Lounging with Tony has a crush on him.
Yeah. But yeah, do you think, yeah, no, it was a tweet, it was a poll, and I tweet, and it's pinned to the top of our Twitter page.
Did you really?
It says, do you think Kyler Pettis watches Dishin' Days AfterBuzz TV and knows how Lounging with Tony's, about Lounging with Tony's crush? Hashtag Days, hashtag Theo Carver, and 61% of the people said, I sure hope so. And then the 39% wasn't no, it was no, but someone needs to tell him.
I'm just thinking.
So 100% of the people think.
I'm just thankful that he did not reply, like, or
well, let me look.
Even
Maybe
saw.
he did. Maybe he did.
He didn't.
Let's
he did
look.
not. No,
Let's
he
see
didn't.
who liked it. Likes. Daquan liked it.
Let's see. Aaron Brody says, oh, okay, things good enough for me, Taylor. Casey says, notice how there are plans for Joey to exit, but not Tripp. Me World 2 says, Tripp is Steven Sinclair is Belle. Okay, so it gave a rundown. Thank you for that. Someone says Tripp and Claire would be great pairing.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
Meredith says Claire is so annoying. Tripp already was stuck with Jade. He deserves to be in scenes with people who can act on his level. Same with Kyler.
Oh, shoot.
Glad to see Kyler with older characters instead.
You know,
All right.
I'm worried people hold back too much. They don't give their true opinion about what they think about the show.
Betty Jean said Kyler hasn't responded, so thank you for that.
What does he say when you guys are hanging out and you're in his arms? Does he?
And everyone agrees that Kyler is hot,
Yeah.
including Willa and Aaron.
Aaron, isn't Aaron one of your fiancés?
I think so. I don't know.
So you, Aaron, Kyler.
So
Marlon.
anyway, what do you think about this storyline with Kayla, Tripp, and...
I mean, I like it. I've always liked it. I think it's a legit storyline. I don't think it's like I don't think they're like reaching for anything or trying to be far fetched. I'm enjoying it. I do. I love Steve and Kayla. I love Tripp. I love Joey. So I'm happy to see them.
Yeah,
I'm very happy to see them, and I think they all do a great job with it. So
you kind of see this. He's kind of stuck in a hard place because I think he's been taught to hate Kayla, but I think internally he really doesn't.
No, I agree. I agree with that 100%. I think I even said that before.
Yeah. And
Jade's doing.
And I like him and Joey's relationship.
Mm-hmm. I loved when Joey said to him this week, "I've always wanted a brother." I thought that was really cute.
Yes, and he feels really bad about the whole Ava situation.
Yeah.
And he's like looking at the pictures, which by the way...
And he had a little conversation with Claire, and she's like, "I'll be here for you if you need to talk." And he talked to Roman.
Yeah. Can we talk about those solo photos?
Her headshots?
Of Ava? Yeah. I'm like, so did you like just go through her Facebook page and was like, all right, we're going to download this headshot, that headshot, this. I mean, I would have liked to have seen like photos of her with like people or maybe fake photos of her.
I'm like, it's 2017, guys. We can Photoshop her into anything. Put her on a horse.
Yeah.
Put her in a race car. Something. Yeah.
Something.
Yeah, I'm happy with it. I like the storyline.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see how it unfolds. I mean, I think we've already talked about the fact that James Lastovic is leaving the show. So I'm guessing, I don't know what happens, obviously, but I'm guessing it's going to be this storyline is where it's going to take him. Maybe he's going to go admit and go to jail, and he could be gone for a while. That's my guess, if I had to do a prediction.
Maybe he's going to run away with Jade. Jade's going to come back in and be like, come with me.
Hey, girl, hey.
Can I tell you, I did I did have a dream that I was a character on Days of Our Lives.
Mm-hmm.
And my first scene was in Horton Town Square, and I saw Gabby, and I was like, hey, girl! Sorry.
Love it.
All right.
What did you think of the Roman scenes? Because Roman got some airtime this week.
He did.
And I know it's not on the rundown, so that
Yes.
we kind of mentioned it, so I just wanted to ask
Sure.
what you thought of the new Roman 2.0 running the Brady Pub.
Learn how to do those invoices, girl. Learn how to do that. I like the scene with him and Marlena.
Mm-hmm.
It still shows that like there's a care for her, but maybe a knowing that like nothing will ever really happen between them again.
Yeah.
I like the conversation that he had with Joey, kind of like being there as a big brother. Well, no, that's uncle. Is he uncle? Yep.
Yeah.
Uncle type.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it. You know, kudos to him being on screen. And
I have to say, and you know that I've never been a big Roman fan.
oh, girl. Things we know.
I actually this week kind of had like a little epiphany, and I was like, you know what? I think I'm okay with him running the pub because it's a family pub.
Well, yeah.
So, and I didn't really like him as the commissioner. And I'm thinking maybe this is a good place for him to be, just to kind of have these conversations with people. I don't know. I don't remember. You know what? I bet you this is a good question for the chat room. Who's the oldest Brady? Is Roman the oldest?
I think he is.
So it almost makes sense that he's the one in there and running it and doing that. So
Yeah.
this week I actually crossed my mind. I'm like, am I getting a soft spot for Roman?
Like you get a soft spot for Billy Flynn.
Not the same kind. Very different. Drastically different. Can somebody in the chat room, if you know it, list the order of the Brady kids, oldest to youngest, for me, if you didn't mind? I'm sure one of you guys know.
Somebody
You are correct. I don't know what I'm correct about, Casey, but I like that you put it in the chat room.
That Roman is the oldest. You just asked the question, lady. And, you know, I don't know what I'm correct about, but thank you.
Well, I guess. Roman is the eldest, then Kim, Kayla, and Bo.
There we go.
Okay.
Jasmine says...
Oh, Roman was on the show for 2 years before the rest of the Brady family. Okay. Tony's dream then skips to him and Kyler doing single ladies together and having pizza. Someone tweet that to Kyler, please.
Oh, my
Please,
God.
whoever wrote that, please do that. Kyler Pettis, amazing. Need more scenes of Kyler with heavy hitters. Yeah, Roman, Kim, Kayla, Bo.
Well, speaking of Kyler, let's move on to Theo and Abe. Great to see them on this week, along with Valerie.
Yeah.
But, okay, so very glad that Theo, you know, got the job with the Merit Enterprises.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think, and Abe was not having it. He was like, nope, no way. I think he started having flashbacks of when Lexi totally embraced her Demera side.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that Abe overreacted?
Yes.
I don't even have to finish the rest of the question. Why?
Well, because I think that Chad has proved himself that he's not like the other Demeras. And so, he mostly, Theo did it because Chad asked. I get, however, that the Abe saw it as Andre's involvement in it. So I think if it was Andre who did it, and Theo said yes, that's one thing. But it was Chad who asked him, and then Andre asked him to come in and help with this one particular situation. So I understood it being Andre asking him and being involved with Andre, but being involved with Chad, I don't think should be a big deal.
I agree. I think that also he should know Theo well enough to know that he's not going to fall into anything. Although he was very kind of like, what are you doing? Why can't you show me? And I almost wanted Theo to go, because Dad, it's for work.
Yeah.
You can't see work stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm not a kid. You can't just take my laptop and be like, I'm taking the laptop.
Yeah.
Like, I thought that was a little...
Yeah, it was a little extreme.
A little too much. It's kind of like, what are you hiding? I'm not hiding anything. I'm just working. Like, can I come into the mayor's office and snoop through your files?
Yeah,
No,
I did like when Abe came into the house and with the he was like, hey, I'm here, da-da-da. And Chad's like, oh, what are you doing here? And he's like, I don't know. And Chad's like, oh yeah, tell us both. Why is he here? There was something about it that was really funny to me. But yeah.
So, but I'm glad that Theo got the laptop back. He found the picture of Chad wiping the prints off of the thing and off the knife in Deimos' heart, and deleted it, and was able to delete it in time.
I think it was the Lexi mentions that where I was like, oh, I'm glad they're talking about that.
Yes.
I think that's the moment where I was like,
Well,
I really like that they're talking about that.
Because it seems real. Like, even though it's been many, 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 many years since Lexi's passing. Shout out to Renee Jones. If for some reason you're watching, come say hey.
I know, that'd be fun. Oh my gosh, JLJ would die.
Yeah.
And I have to say, and I know we've said this before, and I hate that that we kind of have to say this. Oh girl,
I'm so
she has got
unprofessional.
a phone call.
So
Is it Kyler?
unprofessional. No, it's not Kyler. You're so silly.
But I have to say, I'm glad that Abe and Valerie and Theo and Eli and Lani are getting so much airtime that it's not just White Salem. if I can say that.
Sure. Sure.
It's just nice. It's not.
Yes.
I hate that we have to say it.
Yeah.
But I love it. I'm happy, and I think they all got great, strong storylines, and I think they're all doing a fantastic job. So kudos.
Well, especially since, you know, I mean, there's more people in Salem.
Right. Exactly.
You know, like you kind of tap dance around it.
Right.
Yeah, I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Anywho, so it was nice to have those scenes, and it was. I'm glad Abe is concerned, and I'm glad that there was a mention of Lexi, but
Yeah.
it was like, girl, he's trying to get his life together.
Yeah.
He got a job with benefits, and he even got a college degree yet. So,
I still want him to move into the DeMera mansion with Chad and Abby.
you want Theo to?
Yeah. I just think that's. I mean, it just makes sense. Makes sense for him to be there. It would create drama. It would be. It would be a. I just think it was a smart idea. It would give Abe something to be mad about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just think it's great.
Well, go into the writer's room and
I'm gonna work on that.
something. Yeah. All right. So moving right along to the big storyline of this week.
Chad DeMera.
Take it away.
Yeah. Yeah. So we got kind of, well, not, I shouldn't say wrapped up because it's not by any means wrapped up, but Dario is going to give up whoever he's working with, who we still don't know who it is.
It's from the way Eli was acting, it's pretty big.
Right.
But I can't imagine
Who it could be.
Yeah.
Right. Well, that's Ron's job.
Don't disappoint me.
Exactly. Eugene and Calliope. I don't know why they're talking about Eugene and Calliope, but I love Eugene and Calliope. Anyway, and they were going to put him in, or are going to put him in witness protection. And he was trying to convince Abigail to go with him and blackmail her. And then the interesting twist is that, I almost said Camila, Gabby finds out the truth, also finds out the truth about Abigail's marriage to Dario.
Yes.
They're not in love, that she did it to keep him in the country. She's the one who goes to Chad to tell him that she's going to be leaving and warns him. She doesn't get a chance to tell him, however, that about the marriage being fake. And then Bill, which was and then that was what led to Friday of Chad showing up and confronting him, which was an event in itself.
Yeah. Well, each time Dario and Chad were on screen with each other, it was like a fight just always waiting to happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they were really good scenes.
Yeah, absolutely.
They did really,
absolutely.
really well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Again, and we've said this before, I don't like the fact that it's a complete 180 for Dario, because I think the Dario that we've been seeing up until this point, I don't think that he would do the things that Dario is doing now. I think it's just to end the storyline and wrap things up. But that being said, it's been great to see that him, fighting for Abby and Chad fighting for Abby and blah, 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 blah. And then right at the end of the week, Abby's phone rings as Chad and Dario are fighting. She finds out from Theo. It's Theo.
Pause. Was that weird for you?
What? That her phone rang?
And that she took it while they were fighting?
Yeah, it was a little.
I thought that.
It was a little, yeah.
It was. I feel like you would ignore the call.
Right.
And be like, guys, stop it. And let it calm down. And then it's like, hello.
Yeah.
Rather than like all this commotion happening.
Yeah. I'm going to quick take this phone call. Unless she saw that it was him and was like, oh, I need to get this because he may have news. But that being said, so she finds out, hangs up, says, I don't have to go. And as she turns to go tell them, Dario steps away from Chad, and we see headlights and a car screech.
No. Dario saw the car coming.
Oh, that's right.
And hit it. And then Chad does this. So he's like this, yelling, da-da-da-da. The car's coming. Dario's going, and he goes, I'm like, girl, if somebody's running, the last thing I'm doing is doing a slow turn to look. I'm running too. I'm like, where are you going? Don't leave me.
What do you mean by Chad's breakdown? With Abby, that was Friday. Right? I'm assuming that's what they're talking about. His breakdown was when him and Abby were having a conversation about how I did love that scene. Those scenes with her and him when he was like telling her, if you leave, do not bother coming back because I am done. Like I was like, it's all like the things that you want to hear them say. Like it was so refreshing to hear them just not dance around it and have him just kind of get a friggin' set and say, if you leave, this is it. I am done. He was plain and simple.
He was like, this time, stay dead.
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
No, I know they're not killing Chad.
Yeah.
He's still filming. So.
So
unless that's all a ploy, he's just going and doing hair and makeup for people.
But
he's now on the hair and makeup crew.
that cliffhanger was classic days.
It was so classic. And just the whole episode, all this, I mean, literally the episode, what wasn't the very first scene, but like the second or third scene of Friday was him walking in to the Martin house and stopping it. Mm-hmm. And then it ended with that car thing, with that whole scene with him and Abby and them crying. And it just led up to that. And it was so great. So great.
We forgot that during that argument, he confessed his feelings for Abby, that he still thinks about her.
I think you say feelings for me.
I don't think he'll ever come.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
I don't think he will.
I don't know. You never know.
Never know. Yeah, so I thought
People
that was
change.
Great.
He's still young. He doesn't really know what he wants.
You wish upon a star.
Yes, they were perfect on Friday, Meredith. The best package of cliffhangers since Days Disaster, in my opinion. How hilarious would it be if Chelsea was driving the car Friday? Deja vu.
If who was?
Chelsea.
Can you imagine? She's like, oops, sorry.
Yeah, all of them. Yeah, Jordy. We should give a shout out to Jordy too because he did a great job this week
Jordy's
as well.
doing great. I just wish that, again, I don't know. He's doing a great job. I just wish that, like we said, I think last week, that it was a thing of he was actually going to get deported and, had to have her marry him. And he didn't try so hard and he wasn't this villain and everything like that. And we did slowly kind of see them fall in love.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree. I'm 100% agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
So, oh well.
I agree, Jasmine Rantisi. Billy was thinking of me during the breakdown scenes.
And that has been your top 3 stories of the week. Let's go into some tidbits. All right, so the first tidbit is Angelica and Hattie.
I know there are people, and I think you're still on the fence with the whole Angelica thing. I love her. I love Morgan Fairchild. I love that she's on the show. She's so good. She's just, I like watching her. I don't care if the storyline's got like a hole in it and people are still confused by it and they don't know who Angelica is and they don't want to embrace the character. I like seeing her. I think she's a fantastic job. I love watching her with Deidre Hall. I think she's funny. I think I watch her. Like I want to see what she's going to say. I don't know. I'm really enjoying it.
Going a little back.
Sorry for those of you who don't.
Amp Fitz, I'm sure I said that wrong, said Dario's return as a character has been lackluster at best until this past week. No shade to Jordy.
Right.
I can kind of see that because I think when he first came back, I don't think they knew what to really do with him because it was during that summer. Well,
and I know there was somebody on here too that told us, and I don't know if they said it on air or if they said it to us off air, and I don't remember who it was anyway, but that's a lot of times they don't know.
Yeah.
They just say, let's bring this one back. And they get there, and because I don't remember who it was. We were talking to somebody about, and they said, no, I didn't know. They didn't know. They just said, we wanted to bring you back, blah, blah, blah.
Maybe you're thinking when
I don't remember who it was.
Marie.
Oh,
Wilson.
Marie Wilson. Oh,
And
yeah. Maybe it was Marie.
We asked her if she knew that she was the one that kidnapped Tate.
Right.
And she said no, and I don't think they still knew.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, and I think even too, when they bring a character back, like, oh gosh, like I'm just gonna say Jack just because I can't think of anybody else right now. But if they were bringing him back and like, okay, we're gonna bring him back.
Yeah.
What are we gonna do? I don't know. Let's just bring him back for now and we'll figure something out. Like I feel like that's a lot of the attitude that they have when they bring him back. So this is kind of where the chips fall on me. This story is saving Angelica for me. Good. I think it is for me too. I don't like Morgan as Angelica.
Sabrina says, sorry, this Hattie and Adrian, I think she means Bonnie thing, is such a stupid storyline. Here's the thing, because on our Instagram, I gave our Woman Crush Wednesday to both Judy Evans and Deidre Hall for Bonnie and Hattie. And a lot of people commented, ugh, this storyline, ugh, I hate this storyline, ugh, it's so stupid, ugh. And I'm thinking, it literally just started. They haven't even scratched the surface yet.
Right.
So give it a little bit before you make a decision. I think it's intriguing that they brought them back, and you kind of wonder why they brought them back and what they're gonna do and what kind of havoc they're gonna make in Salem. Is the plan going to happen? Or is it going to fall flat? We don't know. But just embrace the fact that we now get to see Judy Evans as Bonnie and Deidre Hall as Hattie, which, I'm sorry, those scenes with them together in that jail were a hoot.
A hoot. Again, and I know we've complained about this before, about repeating storylines, which obviously this is, because Days is notorious for having doppelgangers come in and step in and fill in for somebody and blah, 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 blah. But I do also think a lot of times those are the best storylines, and those are the ones that we still talk about. We still talk about Susan. You know what I mean? Like, we talk about these things. So I don't know. I'm okay with it. I'm gonna watch with open arms and embrace the story and see where it goes.
Me too.
Yeah.
But so the plan has started. Angelica met up with Hattie in Horton Town Square, who was just casually, like, low-key sitting on the bench. Somehow Angelica got Marlena's keys to her townhouse. And
okay, that was funny.
Marlena, who went to the townhouse. Oh, by the way, when she was talking to Roman, I noticed the guy in the green shirt, and I was like, "There's something about him that's a little off."
I did too.
And I thought one of two things. I thought it's his first day, and he has no clue what he's doing.
Yep.
But then when they cut to him, and he was like, she's on her way home. I was like, I knew there was something about him.
I knew too.
And so, cut to Marlena in her townhouse, in the bedroom.
Yeah.
With her silk robe on and her strawberries.
Now, do you think they intentionally were trying to make you not know who it was?
I see what, because I thought for a second, I was like,
is it Hattie or is it Marlena?
Yeah.
Is it Hattie or is it Marlena?
Because the fact that, like, she took the strawberry and whipped cream, which, does anyone still do strawberries and whipped cream?
Well, it's a John and Marlena thing.
Okay, yeah.
It's a John and Marlena.
So she's eating it, and I just expected that after she took a bite, she was going to be like, to let us know whether it was Hattie or not.
Yeah.
And then she didn't. And so then we hear the door, and she's like, I'm up here. And notice she has on her black heels. That lady had on her silk robe and her black heels for her man.
Even when she walked into the pub to talk to Roman, I feel like there was a moment too where you were like, oh, is that, I don't know, it's just the way that I feel like they keep trying to make you guess if is it him, is it her, or is it Hattie?
But then that lady walked into that door, and she's like, all right. And then she's like, what did she say? I think she said, like, surprise, huh?
Or didn't expect to see me so soon, or something like that, I think is what she said, yeah.
And it was just so neat. Like, so now it's, you have to admit, it's intriguing because it's like, okay, ooh, what's going to happen next? So.
Yeah.
Our Melvin fan said, "Wait, Marlena was in bed? Yeah, girl.
Yeah, girl.
Girl,
Open your eyes.
Marlena was in bed with her silk robe and her black high heels, ain't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, so the plan has started. So we'll see where that goes. Okay. Eric and Nicole. Girl, when I tell you it was like watching or reading a Joan Collins novel, the fact that she found the letters that he had written, and we finally kind of got an explanation to the letters, and it, you know, he was just like, I can never find the words to apologize and to not make you view me as Daniel's killer. And then, you know, he was like, he got all upset, and then they kind of went to their corners, and then she was just like, I do want to read them. And then she read them, and when she was about to leave, and she looked at him and said, I forgive you. I was like...
I agree.
I mean, talk about the reminder of how hot and heavy...
I said, I don't care.
Is.
And you know, we love Eric around here. He's a fantastic guy, and we love him on the show. As much as I like Eric, or as much as I love Brady and Nicole, there's just always going to be something about Eric and Nicole. Always, always, always. And I'm still going to put it out there, because maybe Ron is listening. I still think Holly is Eric's baby. I still think that is going to become... I still think that is going to become a thing.
So Marlon said, Greg Vaughn makes eating donuts sexy. And then Sabrina goes, OMG, I wanted to be that donut.
Yeah. Well, and there was that whole bit too, speaking of the donuts, because then Eric says to Jennifer,
yes,
that whole thing came out and then they figured out that Brady was trying to push them together to keep him away from Nicole.
Yeah.
And then Jennifer confronted Brady, which I thought was kind of a cool twist to that story.
Jennifer was like, wait a minute.
Wait a minute. You don't have my best interest at heart. This is about you.
Yep.
And protecting what you have.
Yep.
So I did like that. I like that as well.
But I love that.
I would love for Jen Lily to come back, though.
Me too. I would love for Jen Lily to come back. Shout out to Jen Lily.
Jen Lily, we love you!
Jen Lily, Jen Lily.
We love Jen Lily.
Jen Lily. Lily. Jen.
This is why she makes the albums, and we
yes.
We miss you, Jen Lily. Come back and visit us.
Well, we now have to make sure we post that as the Jen
I know,
Lily song.
we do. We have to edit that down and get that out there.
All right, so our next tidbit is Eli and Lani. And their working relationship and him not still...
Working it relationship. Was the coffee last week or was the coffee this week?
Coffee was last week.
Okay.
But even though he has Lani as his partner on this case, he still can't give her all the details. So there's that. And I love how she was like, well, if I'm done, like, you know, I'll stick around and wait for JJ, seeing as how you interrupted us.
Yeah.
And he's just like, brr.
Yeah. How was he?
Brr.
Someone make that into a GIF.
So it's interesting to see their dynamic and see their growth and see how they are. All right. Well, that has been your week of days. Yay. And now it's time for the favorite part of the show. It is now time for our segment, and we're going to start with mine, which is Tony's official 3 Snaps Award. Oh, snap. All right, y'all. I had to give it to someone who was basically like, listen, what y'all are thinking is wrong, and let me tell you about the situation. So my 3 Snaps Award goes to Nurse Shelley. when Nurse Shelley was just like, listen, I may have gotten fired from my last job, but that's because I speaks up, okay? I'm not the one that's going to sit around and not say nothing when I see something. When I see something, I say something. And furthermore, and by the way, and however, comma, I respect Kayla as a doctor. I think she does a wonderful job. And this hospital would be stupid to let her go. Now, can I leave? I was like, yes. Yes, Nurse Shelley, you put them in their place, honey. You let them know that you got the wrong nurse today. So, Nurse Shelley, you get Tony's official 3 Snaps Award.
Oh, snap!
And there you have it. And now it's time for... Mark's Quote of the Week.
There it is. Alrighty. I'm torn. I have a couple choices. I thought I would have decided by now. Okay, I'm going to give my quote of the week this week to, I made a decision. I'm going to give my quote of the week this week to Angelica. Oh. When it was, actually, I almost said it earlier, when you were talking about getting the keys. And Hattie's like, oh, you got me a new car. And Angelica said, what do I look like, Oprah? I did laugh out loud. I literally did laugh out loud. So I'm going to give Miss Morgan Fairchild my quote of the week.
And that has been Mark's Quote of the Week. And now it's time for
Fan of the Week. I do have one other thing I want to mention that's not it's show related, but it's not a quote from the show.
Well, of course.
So our Fan of the Week this week will go to another iTunes reviewer.
Okay.
FYI, I don't just choose iTunes reviewers as Fan of the Week.
But you seem to.
Well, when there's a new one, I do choose it. I say that's how you can become Fan of the Week. It's not the only way to become Fan of the Week. So I do look on Twitter. I do look on Instagram. I do look on our Facebook page. I do look at comments on our actual shows. So I'm always looking for something. But if you write a review on iTunes, I can almost guarantee you will be Fan of the Week.
There we go.
That's all I'm saying. So this one goes to Kelly Joe 83. The title of this is Girl, You Need This Podcast in Your Life.
Yes.
And followed by 5 stars. All right. So this says, I've been a fan of Dish and Days for about 1.5 years now, and it truly makes my week. I have watched Days for 17 years so far and dish with my mom when we can. Now I feel like I have friends to dish with every week. If you watch Days, you need this podcast. Love Mark, Tony, Matthew, and their weekly segments. They say what you're thinking. It's a recap, but also much more with musings on potential plot twists and wishful thinking. It can be hilarious, and sometimes it can get a little cynical. But like Tony, I'm just a fan with open arms for Kyler. It does say, no, I'm kidding. It doesn't say for Kyler.
I was going to say, oh my gosh.
The stars of Days even drop by as guests once in a while. Thanks so much, Dish and Days. Really gets my week started in the right direction. I find myself keeping current with the episodes that I can listen ASAP each week. Thank you so much, Kelly Joe 83. That's very sweet, and we are very happy to make your week. So thank you so much. And I just want to I wanted to mention this because I usually don't watch Days when my husband's home because he doesn't watch it, obviously. So I'm respectful, and I'll get up and go in the other room and watch it when I want to watch it if he's there. But I had it on the other day, and he was kind of coming and going, so I was watching it. And he finally came in the room, and he sat down on the bed. I was watching, and first it was a scene it was like Billy and everybody, and they were in the DeMera mansion. And he says, what's going on? And I said, they're at the DeMera mansion, and blah, 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 and that. And I was trying to tell him what happened. And then it cut to Brady and people at the Kyriakis mansion. And he said, oh, so where are they now? And I said, oh, this is the Kyriakis mansion. He's like, oh, okay, da, da, da. And he said, oh, Kyriakis, are they gangsters, da, da, da. And then it cut to, I think it was Jen and Eric at the Martin house, and he said, oh, where are we now? I said, oh, this is the Martin house. And my husband goes, how come they only get a house? Because it was DeMera Mansion, Kyriakis. And I said, how come they only get a house? I couldn't stop laughing. I was laughing so hard. And I was like, well, it's like a bed and breakfast. So it's funny to have to explain it to people that don't watch the show. So I just thought that was funny, and I wanted to share it. So we did that. Fan of the Week check. Now it's time for some news and gossip.
Oh, yes.
Right?
AfterBuzz
Yeah.
TV News.
All right, so a bit of news and gossip. All right, first of all, we want to wish a few people happy birthdays that have had birthdays this month. Camila Banos.
Yes.
Happy birthday to Camila. Also, happy birthday to Martha Madison and also Eric Martzoff. So, happy birthday, y'all. If you guys don't know already, I will be in Boston in August, on August 26th to be precise. If you want to see me and also some of your favorite day stars, we have Rob Wilson, Billy Flynn, Eric Martzoff, Vincent Irizarry, Judy Evans, and James Reynolds, all coming to Boston on August 26th. Make sure you visit Dual Coast Events, that's DUAL, coastevents.com, for all of your details and how you can interact with your favorite day stars. Also, tonight is the premiere of the series finale of MTV's Teen Wolf.
Premiere of the season finale?
Yeah.
The premiere of the season finale? So it's premiering and ending?
Of the series finale. So this is the final season.
Oh, the season. Got it.
Yeah. Got it. Yeah. And if you take a look, you may notice someone very familiar, Mr. Casey Diedrich, who used to play Chad DeMera.
Brian Datillo's birthday was yesterday.
Oh, and happy birthday, Brian Datillo.
Thank you, Kirsten Marie. You sound like your mother.
See, Brian needs to get up on that Facebook, Twitter, Instagram,
Yeah, he
so
doesn't
that way
really,
we would have known.
Yeah, he doesn't really.
But anyway, check out Casey Diedrich, who you knew as ex-Chad DeMera before Billy Flynn. He will be featured on this season of Teen Wolf. And you can also check him out tomorrow on Lifetime for his new Lifetime movie, A Midsummer's Nightmare. So make sure you check that out.
Interesting.
Boom.
Interesting.
All right, and that has been all of your news and gossip. Well, since we got time, let's take it to the phone.
Oh, okay.
And find out
I don't know if he's got it on.
Find out what you guys have thought about this week's episodes of Days. I know that you guys have been saying...
Oh, August 2nd is Marcy and Nadia's birthday, too. So
well, when
we can do that next week.
When we get to August, we'll also do
and FYI...
And Shelly Henning is also on Teen Wolf as well. She used to play Stephanie.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
In Germany, it's bad luck to wish somebody a happy birthday before their birthday.
You guys have a caller.
Oh, we do.
Already.
Fantastic.
We'll take it.
Let's take it.
Hello, caller. Welcome to AfterBuzz TV's Dishin' Days. You're on live. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hey, this is Susie Morales-Smithley.
Oh, my gosh. Look at that. You are the first caller. Look at you making it through. Okay, so you know what? Y'all can't say that y'all can't make it through the phone lines no more because you've been making it through. Is she gone? Oh, no.
We ditched her.
Oh, no, she's gone. I bet she's
after you said all that.
I think this might be her again.
Okay. You're back on live with AfterBuzz TV's Dishin' Days. What's your name and where you calling from?
It's Susie.
Yay! Oh my God! So I went through this whole thing of like, oh my God, you can't say that you can't get through because you're always getting through now. Great. And then I looked up and you were gone. I said, oh no, she thought it was a recording. Where's your daughter?
Oh, she's at work.
Oh.
She's at work, but she watches the show because I share it to my group.
Yeah.
And she watches it then when she gets home.
Oh, okay.
So she loves to see you guys shouting out. So thank you.
You're welcome. So what did you think about this week of Days?
Well, my favorite day was on Friday, and I wanted to call in because I think it's important for, like, the viewers, since we have been giving such a hard time to the writers. I think it's important to let the actors know, as well as Ron Carlivati, what a great job they're doing.
Yeah.
And I went on Friday and did, like, a little collage with a little message to all three of the actors and also to Ron. And because I think it's important that they know that we value them as actors and that their talent does not go unnoticed, because they were phenomenal on Friday.
Yeah.
They were phenomenal. So, kudos to Billy, to Jordy, and to Marcy. I was just entranced.
Yes.
I felt all the emotions that they were intended for us to feel. I felt every emotion, from being mad, from being, just upset about the whole situation of Abby having to leave, until feeling like the pain that they were both feeling. And I can't say enough about these actors. I love Jordy, and it saddens me that he's gone. But I just think that we had what we've been waiting for a long time. We had it on Friday, just in those scenes with these three wonderful actors.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, people that have social media should go in there and send them a message and kind of let them know that we're appreciating the work that they're doing. I was excited because Marcy actually tweeted me back, and I get to meet her in Jekyll Island in October, so I'm super excited about that.
That'll be fun.
Yes. Oh, I wish I could come to that event. That would be fun.
Yeah.
Well,
but I'll be in
when
Boston.
you see Billy Flynn there, Mark, you give him a big hug and a kiss from me, because
You betcha.
he was awesome.
You
awesome.
might have to explain that to the police officer that pulls me off.
Oh, no.
Susie told me to do it. Susie told me to do it.
Well, I just wanted to call and let you guys know that, you know, it was a great show, and thank you for you guys always bringing us all this information and sharing it with us, and just encouraging the rest of the chat roll to kind of reach out to the actors and let them know how much, you know, we enjoy their work.
Absolutely. I agree.
No, that's
and Ron.
That's great to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. You should. Yeah, that's always great to always encourage the actors and let them know that they're doing a great job, because remember, this was filmed 6 months ago.
Exactly.
So, you know, it's nice to let them know, hey, I see you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and because we had such, like, the writing before wasn't all that great, and we were not very happy with it, to see the transition happen so quickly and see how these actors they put it out there, they give it all they've got, it just makes me be a happy, you know, Days viewer to see, oh my God, you know, and to know some of these people in person, like Jordy, that I've had the opportunity to meet him and spend some time with him. It's great. So, I just, you know, I think it's important that we let them know and let the writers know, hey, you guys are getting it right, and we thank you for finally giving us something that we can just look forward to come the next day. You know, that's like my favorite storyline at this moment.
Yeah. Yeah. And of course, you know, if you ever want to see like a brand new character on there, like, I don't know, Maxine's son, you can always you know, let them know, hey, you know, I have a perfect candidate for Maxine's son, and bring back Maxine. You never know what could happen.
Never know.
That's right. That's right. Well, you girls take care of yourself.
Thank you.
Yes, you too. Tell the family we said
guys,
hello.
And we'll talk soon.
Send our love. Thank you.
Bye, Susie.
You take care. Bye-bye.
All right, we have another caller on the line. Let's take this caller, find out what's on their mind. Hello, caller. Welcome to AfterBuzz TV's Dishin' Days. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hey, Tony. It's Betty Jean.
Hey, Betty Jean. How you doing?
Doing good. Can't wait to see you in Boston next month.
That's right. We going to be kicking it in Boston. So what did you think about this week?
This week's episodes were back to days of old.
Yes.
Friday's episode, Cliffhanger Friday, back to the days that I remember. I've watched the show I remember watching the show with my mom when it first came on the air. So, longtime viewer, it's back to where it was.
Yeah.
I really hope that Ron can keep this up.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see the direction that he's going in. It's like you can kind of see, but I'm just wondering how it's all going to come together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Friday's episode had me on the edge of my seat, and I have not been on the edge of my seat for the show in a long time.
I agree.
Cannot wait till Monday's episode. Even though I've caught a little bits and pieces of the spoilers of what's going on, I was on my edge of my seat waiting to see who got hit, who's driving the car, what's going on. I can't wait for Monday, and I haven't felt like this about the show in forever. So I am glad the direction it's going.
Yeah.
For the first time when that happened, I went, oh no.
Yeah.
Literally, because I'm always like on my computer and typing notes so that, you know, I remember stuff. And I was like, oh no. And then I was like waiting for a commercial and for them to come back, and then it did the whole like end of days thing, and I was like,
yes,
I was like, really, I'm gonna have to wait.
Edge of my seat, and I haven't felt that forever.
Yeah. I think the last time I got this excited was when
Stefano turned around in his seat.
No, when Tony was dressed as a sunflower.
Shut up! That was not me.
Now you're going way back.
Oh my gosh. You know what? You're ridiculous. Well, Betty Jean, thank you for
All right,
calling
girls.
in.
Thank you, Betty
Great
Jean.
talking to you. Can't
Good
wait to
talking
see
to
you
you
next
too.
month. Mark, come along.
I'll
Yes,
try.
come
I'll
on down,
try.
Mark.
August, what is it?
Love,
August.
love you guys.
August.
Love
Oh, I
you too,
can. We have a
thank
show
you.
opening that day now.
Oh, shut up. All right, bye,
Oh.
Betty Jean.
Dang it.
Bye.
You know what?
Our opening moved.
We just had this conversation, and every time it's like, what day is it? How many times have I told
Yeah,
you
but
what day Boston
the
is?
last week we just moved the opening of our show to that week.
Well, tell them you're
So
busy.
now it's opening week. I can't be gone.
Stupid. Well, let's take this caller.
All right. Take it.
Hello, caller. Welcome to AfterBuzz TV's Dishin' Days. You're on live. Where are you calling from?
Hi, Tony. It's Lani.
Hey,
Hi, Lani.
Hi. How are you?
Okay.
Good.
I really enjoyed Friday's episode.
Yeah.
Me
Too
too.
bad they didn't show when Abigail gets hurt.
Yeah.
You know, they should have done that before they ended.
Right.
Hello?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we don't know what's going to happen because the last thing we saw was Chad not moving out of the way. So,
Yeah. But
Yeah.
when Abigail was screaming,
yeah.
I thought they should have shown what's gonna to happen to her instead of, you know.
Oh, instead of
the car and
showing,
everything.
so you don't know who's gonna get hit, right? Is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Like you just see her screaming.
Yeah.
They should have showed that.
Got it. Like kind of leave us in suspense.
Well,
Got it.
Well, that's the whole point of a cliffhanger.
We don't know who drove the car.
Yeah.
That's right. That's the whole point of a cliffhanger is
Yeah,
that you don't know what's
exactly.
Well,
going
but
to
she's-
happen.
They showed that. I don't get it.
Yeah. No, I think she's saying so that we didn't know that it was
now I
Chad.
have to wait to see what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But that's what's going to
They
bring you back
should
to
have
Monday.
showed.
Cause
They should have showed the car scene.
Yeah.
That
Right.
was really.
Yeah.
But other than that, the week was great.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And
Well,
whatever happened to Matt? Where's Matt?
He's in Boston. He's with his
he's in
family.
Boston. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
He's with his family, and he's been reaching out to us. He sends his love to everybody.
Oh yeah, can't wait to see him back on the show.
Oh, he will be.
yes. Well, thank
Thank you,
Lonnie,
Lonnie.
for calling in.
Okay.
And we'll talk soon.
And I'm not an actress on the show. because her name is what's her name? The actress who plays her.
Sal?
She's really good.
Who?
Are you talking about Sal?
Yeah.
Who plays
Sal
Lonnie?
plays Lonnie on the show.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but that's not me. So I don't want people thinking, "Oh, she's
Sal's
on the show." No.
Well, thank you for clearing that up, Lonnie.
All cleared up now.
Yeah, because my name, what her character name
Right.
is like. Wait a minute, why am I on the show?
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for calling in, and keep
I'm
watching
glad
us.
I came in.
You too.
Thank you. We're
for
glad you
your
did
support.
too. Thank you.
Okay,
All right.
bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
And we'll take one more caller before we wrap it up.
Casey says Ron is Day's 33rd head writer.
Oh, wow. That's a lot of
Yeah, that's a
writers.
lot.
Well, it's been on for 50 years. Hello, caller. Welcome to AfterBuzz TV's Dishin' Days. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hey, it's Mike Riley from New York.
Hey, Mike Riley from New York. Oh,
How is everyone?
reunited. You know, I love these moments. I love when I hear Mike Riley on the other end of the phone because I just know he and Mark are going to go at it and it's going to make my Sunday that much better. Mike Riley, take it away,
Can I say
sir.
before we get into days, I just want to say, Mark,
Yes.
I kind of wish I knew you in real life, or we had like that kind of relationship that we were texting back and forth because I had so much to say about Drag Race, the finale and the review, and you were the person I wanted to talk to because on that end we always agree.
Oh, okay.
So
Well, then
maybe I'll message
I
you
I
on
have
Facebook.
hopes then for you. If you agree with me on Drag Race, then I have high hopes for you. Well, you like Billy too, so
thank you. That means a
duh,
lot.
of course.
Listen, you guys have a lot in common.
Mike, do I
Drag-
follow you on Twitter?
I'm not on Twitter.
Oh, well, okay. Well, then we're done.
Well,
There you go.
find
Well,
him
nice
on the
chatting,
Facebook
guys.
book.
No. I want to say this about Days of Our Lives.
Okay.
I love Billy Flynn. Everyone knows I love Billy Flynn more than Mark. But can they stop having him fight with people that are built like Superman?
Actually, James Lott
First
Jr. said
Ben,
that.
I mean, first Ben, and now Dario. It is crazy because he's always getting his ass kicked.
Yeah.
And my man is better than that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
My man is better than that.
Yeah,
So,
JLJ.
that's what I have to say about
We had lunch today, and me and James were in the car together afterwards, and he said something the same thing. He was like, "What?" I said he got in a fight with Dario, and he's like, "Oh, let me guess, he ended up on the floor." And I said, "Well, he didn't end up on the floor, but it didn't really go as he had planned." So,
Does it ever?
yeah. So.
Yeah, it takes a car careening at him for him not to end up on the floor.
Well,
but I thought Go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead. You go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I thought I noticed a marked difference in the writing this week. I thought towards the end of the week the show had gotten so dynamic and so fast paced. The scene and I'm kind of sad now to see Jordy go because I thought he was his character was too not sort of bad guy trying to be good guy,
right.
And you kind of it didn't go anywhere. And now that he's kind of giving in to the darkness, I find him so much more interesting.
Yeah,
those scenes with Ab, I think this was last week, but with him and Abby, where he was telling her that he should go away with her, and he was just saying, "Look, you'll learn to love me," you know. And she's just she's not even saying anything. She's just looking up in the sky and shaking her head, thinking, is this really happening? You know, is he not understanding what I'm saying? The acting, I always commend Chad and Abby and the chemistry that they have. But even the scenes between Jordy and Marcy were terrific, and Jordy and Billy were terrific. And by the end of this week, I thought it was like an explosion of dynamic magic. I thought it was terrific.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
I thought that. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was
just
just
that
saying.
there's a delay when we talk on the phone, so I can't tell when you're going to start.
That's okay.
Just know that he's always talking.
Ah, rude.
No, it's all right. Someone's got to give him a platform.
That's right.
That's true.
I thought I would hate the because I don't like it when soaps get really, really corny, and I thought I was going to hate the even though I love the character of Patty, but the Hattie and the Bonnie, I thought I was going to really hate that. I'm really digging it. I think they're so funny together. It's amazing. I'm not really a Morgan Fairchild fan. I never have been, even growing up, so it's not something I'm going to change my mind about. But because the three characters are so campy, it all works together.
Yeah, I agree.
So it's fun. It's fun. I like it. I want to see where this goes.
Yeah,
me too.
I agree 100%. I said this last week is, it's a lot of it is seeing Deidre Hall and Judy Evans play this type of character that's so not who they are. That makes it so much more exciting.
For them,
absolutely.
Even though I really do love Andrea Hall, Deidre's sister, as Hattie, I think she's terrific too.
Right.
So if they could bring her back as a third character and throw her in the mix, I would love that.
Let's do it.
That would be amazing.
Let's do it.
So anything you guys want to say to me before I go?
It is now the Mike Riley Show, ladies and gentlemen. Please call in if you have any questions for him.
If Maddie's going to be in Boston for the for the rest of the year, it might as well be, right?
Who's in Boston?
Matt.
Who?
Maddie.
Matt.
Oh, right. Exactly. Exactly.
Matthew.
I was like, Maddie? Who's Maddie?
Matthew, your co-host.
Yeah, I remember
my
now.
nickname for him.
Well,
Maddie.
they're on a nickname basis. Matt.
Oh, you're in Boston too, right? No, you're in New York.
And then you.
Yeah.
Mike's in. You're in New York.
Mike's in New York.
Yes, I'm New York.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wait, is this the first time you're speaking to me?
Well, because you said Boston, so then I made me think. Oh, wait, is he in Boston?
You got them all confused, girl.
Oh my God! I call Matthew Maddie. I call Tony.
Mrs.
I don't
Pettis.
have to change his name because he's amazing on his own. And then there's you, the other one.
The other.
Maddie, Tony, and the other one.
Rude.
All right.
But so
I'll go.
true.
I'm sure there are other people that want to call in.
Well, you're our last caller, so thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Mike Riley.
All right, bye-bye.
Have a good night.
Bye.
You too. Bye now.
Oh, so fun. All right, well...
Maddie is Matthew's evil twin, like Hattie.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, as always, thank you so much for tuning in to Dishin' Days. We hope that you had a wonderful time with us. But before we go, if you want to connect with us on the social medias, Mark J. Freeman, where can they find you?
For those of you who do have Twitter, unlike Mike Riley, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Lorraine Love, Lorayne Love. I have the Mark J. Freeman on Facebook, if you want to follow me there, or Lorraine Love on Facebook. I have 2 pages, so either one, you can usually get me. I usually put stuff on both. So.
And of course, you can find me on all social media platforms at Lounging with Tony or my website, loungingwithtony.com. And you can find all of us
on.
And you can find all of us at Dishin' Days on Facebook and Instagram, and _ Dishin' Days on Twitter. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you next Sunday for another episode of AfterBuzz TV's Dishin' Days. Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.